April 2025 is coming up quick, and it is flush with games. We got zombie nightmares, we got tactical throwbacks, artsy emotional fever dreams. It's all here. It's all stuff we're going to be talking about this month. I'm Folks' Falcon, and today on Game Ranks, the top 10 new games of April 2025. We're starting off at number 10 with Into the Dead, Our Darkest Days. This game looks like it takes everything you know about zombie games, blowing off heads, hoarding shotguns, shells and stuff, and says, hey, what if that was much sadder? I mean, there is the other, like, zombie killing stuff, but, well, a lot of stuff is non-standard. It's a side-scrolling survival game. Kind of like This War of Mine, if you combined it with The Last of Us and Texas. A lot of Texas going on here if you're looking. Oh boy, this game reeks of Texas. But you're doing stuff like, you know, maybe a little bit of Fallout sheltery type stuff. You're managing hunger, trauma, despair, bit bleak looking. Probably not exactly the most, you know, upbeat game you're ever going to play, but I think it looks pretty interesting. Into the Dead, Our Darkest Days is going to be coming April 10th to PC. At number 9 is Commandos Origins. Basically a reboot, bringing you back into the trenches with modern graphics and controls that hopefully don't require a PhD. I mean, this is an iconic real-time tactics series. It's getting a gritty reboot. It's an origin story about how the squad came together and fought the Nazis. Not exactly the most original thing you've ever heard of, but I don't think that's the reason you're going to play Commandos Origins. It's more because this is a hardcore tactics game brought into a modern era. Well, there are just not this many hardcore tactics games, or this hardcore of tactics. I don't know. It's polished, certainly. This looks a lot more polished than Commandos Behind Enemy Lines. I'm interested to see if it updates without pissing everybody off who likes the original and also finds an audience now, because I mean, these are types of games that I enjoy. I would ideally like this to be good and to do well so that there's more of it, but we'll see. I hope it's not all just nostalgia, I guess is what I'm getting at, though. Commandos Origins is coming April 9th to PC and Xbox Series. All right, moving on to number 8, and this is a weird one. Forza Horizon 5 on PlayStation 5. Obviously, Microsoft flagship racing game, open world racing masterpiece, great stuff. I love Forza Horizon 5. But man, this is like Mario showing up in a Sonic game that isn't like one of those Mario versus Sonic sports games. Actually, you know what? Those are really weird. Anyway, since Xbox has this new weird strategy of we will win even if you don't buy Xbox, and honestly, it's kind of a flex if you think about it. You got all the DLC up to Rally Adventure and the Hot Wheels stuff, so PS5 players are gonna get the full chaotic thing. All the off-road stuff, all the crazy stuff, it's all there. Honestly, it's a good game. You kind of can't say like, oh, I don't want this to come out on PlayStation. Anybody who says that is just a jerk who's following the console wars too much. Well, I don't want there to be console wars. I want everybody to play good games. Sometimes I talk about it in those terms because I care about like companies not abandoning the people that they've created promises and expectations for, all that stuff. Forza Horizon 5 is coming out April 29th on the PS5. Moving on to number 7, it's Crashlands 2. If this was your favorite fever dream of a survival game from 2016, it's back to remind you that you don't have to be walking through gray wastelands to craft stuff and have fun. This is Neon. You got the snarky dialogue, you got the base building. It's a Rick and Morty Don't Starve vibe. I don't know. You're once again a delivery driver, a DIY guy, etc. Except for now you're in a 3D world. And they've really taken advantage of that. You got everything going on. You got creature stuff. You can tame them, ride them, blah, blah, blah. Crazy builds. I mean, it does look like a pretty big version of Crashlands. Like a much more expanded, much more possibilities. Lots of crazy stuff going on. You're looking at it. Basically, if you're tired of serious survival games, Crashlands 2 is probably the way to go if you still want to play in the genre anyway. I mean, if you're tired of survival games, period, don't play Crashlands 2. It is coming April 10th to the PC. And number 6 is Sand. You ever thought, oh man, I love Mad Max, but what about mechs? Why aren't there mechs in that? Well, that's what this is. It's an open world PvPvE extraction shooter, and honestly, it's got the right notes in terms of things that I'm interested in. I love me some Mad Max, and man oh man, am I a big old mech warrior fan. Now, that doesn't mean this game is Mech Warrior. It's not. But it's got enough of that going on that I'm pretty interested in it. The mechs honestly have maybe a little bit more in common with Howl's Moving Castle. But I don't know, it looks pretty sweet. It's 100% something I want to try very badly. Like, if this footage doesn't sell you on this idea, I don't know what's gonna. My primary thing here is are they gonna pull this off? PvPvE extraction shooters are not, like a new thing. I mean, there's enough that I would say, yes, a giant stomping death machine would do the trick here. Yes, I agree. So, I mean, my eyes are on this one. I really, really hope that it's as good as it looks. It's hitting early access on April 3rd on PC. At number 5 is South of Midnight from the creators who brought us We Happy Few, Compulsion Games. They're bringing us to the Deep South. You're thrust into a surreal world after a hurricane destroys Prospero, your hometown. But something is off about this hurricane because all the folklore is somehow just, now it's reality. Something happened here. You got magic, though, so that's good. Got a real Tim Burton vibe to it, except for obviously a lot more Louisiana looking. I don't know, looks like a good action-adventure game. I'm there. South of Midnight's coming out April 8th to PC and Xbox Series. And number 4 is Steel Seed. From Storm in a Teacup, the minds that brought us close to the sun, we got a stealth action adventure set in a dark sci-fi world teetering on the edge of extinction. You're basically navigating a hostile underground facility. That's the gist, the world, the thing that you're going through, and you're trying to save humanity, as we all know. You got parkour, you got combat, you got stealth, and you got a little drone companion named Kobe. I don't know, this is, in a lot of ways, a different-looking game, but in a lot of ways, something that reminds me of a lot of good things. While the description might sound quite a bit like it could be a Souls-like, this is not. I actually kind of get Metal Gear Solid meets Force Unleashed vibes for some reason. It looks really cool to me. I'm excited about this one. There is a demo you can play right now. I would highly recommend doing so. I had a good time with it. Steel Seed's coming to PC, PS5, and Xbox Series on April 10th. Moving on to number 3, it's Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves. SNK not playing around. Fatal Fury has been in hibernation for 26 years, and do wolves hibernate? I don't friggin' know. There's 17 fighters, though. Interestingly enough, a couple of Street Fighter guests, Ken and Chun-Li, but you got all the favorites like Terry Bogard, Rock Howard, all that stuff. In all seriousness, City of the Wolves it's Fatal Fury, but it updates a lot of what Fatal Fury looks like. Thankfully, it is still a 2D fighting game. It's going for a decidedly more comic book look than the new Street Fighters, and I think that's good. I like that quite a bit, actually. I don't need, like, Fatal Fury to be exactly the same as Street Fighter, even though they're kind of very similar way back in the day. I don't know, it looks cool. I love Fatal Fury. Man, in the 1990s, I was in arcades all the time playing fighting games. It was so different back then, and yet so similar. I'm super excited to play Fatal Fury City of the Wolves on April 24th when it hits PC, the PlayStations, and Xbox Series. At number 2 is Steel Hunters. From the creators of World of Tanks and World of Warships, we have a free-to-play PvPvE mech shooter that, if you recall, I was talking about Mech Warrior a little bit earlier. This is a lot closer than the one we were talking about earlier. Still not quite, a mech sim. Maybe more of an Armored Core-like a little bit. I don't know. You got elements from hero shooters, battle royale, extraction shooters. It looks like it's trying to do something unique here. And honestly, of course, free-to-play always sends a little bit of a, I don't know about that, up my spine. I'm always rooting for a game to be good rather than bad. I would rather have more good games than bad ones. And I could see a lot of potential here if indeed this doesn't end up being one of the bad free-to-plays. Steel Hunters is landing in early access April 2nd. I will absolutely be trying this one. I hope it is everything a PvPvE mech shooter could possibly be. High hopes this month. And at number 1 is Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Believe it or not, a turn-based RPG. in a dark fantasy world. There's a malevolent entity known as the Paintress. Every year she paints a number in the sky, and everybody of that age vanishes, dead, gone. The number is reaching 33, and humanity's survival hinges on the success of an expedition, the 33rd expedition sent out to stop her. Honestly, the fact this is a turn-based RPG makes it super interesting because it's the type of story you would maybe like to see in an old school RPG, but they didn't really do complex stories back in the era where something like this would have happened. I don't know, it's got a very surreal look to it. I'm excited. I want Clair Obscur Expedition 33 to be a really good turn-based RPG. We need one of them. A modern turn-based RPG that's just fun as hell. I am going to call what I think the plot's going to be, the twist is going to be that you somehow become the Paintress, and every one of these expeditions is actually helping cycle through Paintresses, and this is some kind of an overpopulation management thing, and you decide to overthrow the whole thing. Just saying, I've been saying it since we've been talking about this game, and I just want to make sure it's fresh in everyone's minds as the game comes up. It is releasing on April 24th to PC, PS5, and Xbox Series. I'm freaking playing it. I got bonus games for you. First off, Mandragora, a grimdark Metroidvania with 2.5D visuals, some Souls-like vibes, looking pretty good in my opinion. That one's landing April 17th to PC, PS5, Xbox Series, and Switch. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is headed to PS5, which is absolutely fantastic. I've been playing this on PC since release, and it is a hell of a good game. I mean, it's a pretty unique game. It doesn't really have an equivalent out there, and man, does it nail what it's trying to do. It's kind of a stealth game, kind of a adventure game. If you were waiting for it to come to PS5, it's thankfully going to be landing on April 17th. Next, we got the Talos Principle Reawakened. You like Talos Principle? You love its philosophical puzzle solving? I do. I very much do. But now you get to see it in some shiny Unreal 5 packaging. That's landing April 10th, the PC, PS5, and Xbox Series. Then we got Days Gone Remastered, the biker zombie drama. Upgraded visuals, fewer bugs. That's basically what you'd want. Days Gone is a really underrated game that thankfully has been getting a little bit of critical reappraisal. That's landing April 25th to PC and PS5. Tempest Rising. If you love the classic RTS genre, it's time to rejoice. Basically Command and Conquer nostalgia with some modern graphics and some nuclear stuff. Tempest Rising landing on April 24th to PC. Peppered, a cooking platformer. Yes, a cooking platformer. I don't know if I can really say anything else to describe it. It's a platformer with cooking in it. Peppered lands April 7th to PC. And finally, The Last of Us Part 2, the emotional damage simulator, lands on the PC. Time to suffer all over again, now with ultra settings. That's landing April 3rd, of course.
Like, comment, and subscribe.